All right, folks, check this out. It says that this Twitter executive says she's been working more than 75 hours a week because Elon Musk fired so many damn people. Now, check this out. 75 hours a week. That's unreal. An executive at Twitter said she worked more than 75 hours a week since Elon Musk took charge of the company as a result of his firing a large number of employees. This is according to the Irish Times reported. Sinead McSweeney said in a statement to a high court in Ireland that her working hours soared to more than 75 hours in a week since the billionaire took over. McSweeney, who is Twitter's global vice president for public policy, provided a statement to the court in a successful bid for an injunction to block Twitter from firing her. Not only did she work 75 hours a week, they're trying to can her. The injunction was granted on Friday after McSweeney claimed she didn't resign, but was restricted from accessing company systems and received an exit order earlier this month. McSweeney said she didn't respond to Musk's midnight email to Twitter employees on November 16th, which told staff they either had to agree to an extremely hardcore culture by clicking yes to a form in the email, or their resignation would be accepted. The vice president, who has worked at Twitter for more than a decade, said she regularly works more than 40 hours per week as required by her employment contract. McSweeney also said her job has become tougher since Musk took over the company, but that she took no issue with putting my shoulder to the wheel, according to the Irish Times. Now, Musk has given staff mixed messages and is leading the organization in an unorthodox manner. McSweeney said, according to the report, she added that the chief executive has, with no apparent logic, fired and rehired staff. The chief twit cut almost half of Twitter's workforce a week after his takeover deal was finalized on October 27. After his November 16 email issued the remaining staff the ultimatum, around 2,000 people quit and turned down his offer. Twitter later asked some staff to return to the company. However, Twitter and McSweeney didn't immediately respond to requests for comment from Business Insider. Folks, this craziness going on with Elon Musk and Twitter is unreal. It's insane. Folks are working 75 hours a week and still at risk of getting fired, which has to lead to the question of how much longer are you going to allow yourselves to be in control by your company, by your employer, by your boss, by your manager, by somebody as crazy and unorthodox as Elon Musk, and them controlling your livelihood, your life, your income, your paycheck, your money. Folks, I'm not telling you to go out there and quit your job tomorrow. I'm not telling you to do anything of the sort. There are some companies out there that are actually run really well. They take care of their employees. They care about their employees. They pay them well. They give them ample time to work. They give them ample time off. However, I could never find myself in a position where I'm only going to be at the mercy of a paycheck from a company without having some form of alternative, additional income stream coming in that I can rely on, not only in the event of an emergency where my primary source of revenue has been cut or reduced, eliminated through a layoff, firing, which more than likely will continuously happen more and more as we see the economy struggle to recover, interest rates going up, housing markets crashing, stocks crashing. We are in a whirlwind, folks. However, there are still some industries that are thriving, that are profiting, that are producing and growing, yet a lot of folks are ignoring the opportunities that exist out there, especially focused on Twitter. Twitter is making headlines. Twitter is primarily in media, social media, folks, social media, content creation, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Truth Social, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter, folks. There's no way that I could be sitting somewhere wondering if my income was going to be safe, wondering if my income was going to be at risk, wondering if I was going to have a job the next day, if I was going to be laid off in a mass layoff of thousands of employees. More than likely, with the high possibility of an announcement coming soon before Christmas of more despair, more tragedy hitting folks that don't have a plan. They're already getting eaten up by inflation. The economy is already beating them down. And if they lose their jobs, where are you going to go? If the headlines are continuously telling us and sharing with us information that folks are getting laid off by the thousands, if you lose your job, where are you going to go? I'm not saying that you're not going to find a job, but I am saying that I would prefer to have additional streams of income coming in so that if I did lose my job, I wasn't just left high and dry. Now, in addition to that, if my career ends up being safe, if I continuously succeed in my career, my income increases, my position is improved, I'm promoted, I receive bonuses and everything else. Well, guess what? Then the additional income I have coming in on the side is just icing on the cake. It's gravy. I can use that to further invest in other investments, particularly putting me further on the right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant. So you'd say to yourself, well, but you're still an employee. Well, we can reside in multiple sections of the cash flow quadrant. You can be an employee for a blue chip company, for a Fortune 500 company, making tons of money, while also being a business owner, because you're using your money to send out into the world to bring back more money. So you can be an employee making six figures a year. You can be an employee pulling in 200 grand a year, while also investing in business on the side, while also investing in other investments like stocks and crypto and real estate and other asset classes that produce returns on your investments, further protecting your money and hedging against inflation on the side, while still making 200 grand a year, still making 250 a year. You don't have to be struggling to want to continuously improve your financial situation. And I don't think that there's very many people out there that would turn down the opportunity of creating a revenue source on the side with relatively low input, more than likely with the ability and possibility of doing it with things that not only do you already do on a regular basis every single day, every single week, every single month, but perhaps maybe things you're really good at, you enjoy as a hobby for fun, that you could monetize, that you could turn into revenue, income. You could turn into passive income. Everybody wants to know, how do I generate passive income? Well, the only way to generate passive income really, there's like two ways. First, you have to be active. You have to be active to create the revenue source to produce the passive income in the future. Or you can just put your money to work to bring back more money. And you can simply do that by investing in any cash flow producing asset. Pretty simple, pretty easy. It's still not 100% passive because you have to actually make the initial investment. But once you do, you can just let it continuously bring back more money, continuously bring back returns, continuously bring back dividends, and increase your net worth, build out your personal financial portfolio, build out your business financial portfolio, and add to your net worth and your overall growth, your overall legacy, adding to the success and the generational wealth that you're building for your kids and your grandkids, and your kids to help them. Because if you think times are tough now, imagine 15, 20 years from now, it's only going to get harder. But that's why we want to be doing things now to align with the industries and the markets and the opportunities that are out there that are screaming at us, yelling, telling us, screaming from the top of their lungs, at the top of the mountain of Twitter, Mount Twitter. Get out there, get on your grind, start making money now, start creating your passive income stream now before it's too late, before you have to work 75 hours a week and still fight for your job. Before the wipeout, folks. Not saying that it's coming, but if it does, do you want to be prepared, or do you want to get socked in the mouth and just blindsided and left, with no real recourse, then scrambling to figure out how do I make that money? Because now, if you've got a job, if you've got an income stream, now you got to do what's hard when it's easy. The hard part's making the money. But I can guarantee you this: if you can make the money, if you can make $1, if you can make $1, if you can figure out how to make $1, then you can figure out how to make two. And it's something as simple as $10 a day. Figure out how to make $10 a day. That's $300 a month. If you've already got a job, or you already got a steady income stream, why would you not want to have an additional $300 a month? And if you can do that on the side, very passive, super simple, why not? Because if you can do that, then that means you can make $20 a day, which means you're going to make $600 a month, which means you're going to work your way up to making $100 a day, which is another $3,000 a month. Who doesn't want another $3,000 a month? I know for a fact that there are hundreds of thousands of people out there consistently on a daily basis tuning into YouTube channels to watch for the slight, small glimmer of hope of possibly receiving a fourth stimulus check, which is nothing in comparison to having the ability to be able to create income in as simple as $10 a day, $20 a day, $30 a day. Guess what? Guess what $40 a day is? $40 a day is $1,200. How much is the next stimulus check going to be if they were ever to cut one? You can produce this on your own, and then you can produce it every single month, and then you can increase it so that one month you make $1,200, the next month you make $2,400, the next month you make $4,800, and then it goes on and on and on. I'm going to bring you guys more videos sharing with you people who are actually doing this right now, doing simple, easy tasks that they do already, that they're really good at. Probably, maybe some of them aren't even really good at them. They're just sharing the content to bring to folks. We have billions of eyes on social media on a regular basis. And what is the driving force behind social media? Businesses and brands trying to sell products to other businesses and consumers. Why would you not want to be a part of that? And guess what? The cost of entry is relatively low in comparison to trying to start a business, trying to generate a funding, a Kickstarter, some operating capital to get your business off the ground. The cost of entry is relatively negligible in comparison, but quite possibly one of the biggest hurdles and struggles and setbacks for folks out there from starting is getting over the fact of thinking that you can't. That's number one. But number two is getting that wheel turning, building that snowball. That's quite possibly the hardest part about getting it going, is most people don't have what it takes, the courage and the tenacity and the endurance to push on, knowing that on the other side of that hill is your success. On the other side of that hill is your passive income revenue that you're looking for. On the other side of that hill is growth and return on investment and a increased net worth and a stronger financial portfolio, a stronger balance sheet that the Fed and Jerome Powell cannot destroy. Most people don't have that. And that's why I've created the network. If you guys want to join the network, the link is in the description. We're trying to streamline and simplify the process, accelerate the returns on your investments, and literally put revenue in your business almost immediately for those who are willing to do what it takes, which I said earlier is very simple, very easy tasks that you probably already do on a regular basis, that you may be good at, you may enjoy, it's a hobby or whatever it may be, leveraging what everyone is telling us right now is strong, which is content creation, social media, aligning with businesses, building brands, marketing, drawing the dollars from the consumers and the shoppers, converting them into sales and revenue for these businesses that are paying top dollar to make it happen. Top dollar, without putting in 75 hours a week and possibly risking losing your job in the process. Control your own income, control your own revenue source. And if you have another, add to that and increase it. That's how the wealthy get wealthy. That's how the rich stay rich. That's how the billionaires, that's how folks become millionaires and millionaires become billionaires, is because they continuously work towards these growth, cash flow producing opportunities and assets, seizing the day, not shying away from a challenge, but building on the work that they've already done in the past, allowing that to make more money for them, compounding their return, but more importantly, utilizing the network and the relationships and the connections they have to streamline the process so that they don't have to be that young child trying to learn how to ride a bike with training wheels. No, they've already got somebody who's already taught them and has pushed them off. No training wheels required. And they're already up and running. They're already rolling. And they're covering so much ground without having to grind and bootstrap from day one, while also still helping them expand on their own business idea, product, creation, invention, brand, channel, bit company, storefront, brick and mortar, online, virtual, doesn't matter. Consulting companies, huge opportunity for consulting. But folks, link in the description. It literally works out to be 25 cents a day. And if you show up, and you connect and you communicate and you're, not afraid to put in like an ounce of work, an ounce of effort, could be a really great opportunity for you. In the meantime, we'll see how this Twitter thing pans out. Maybe McSweeney will, she'll emerge triumphant, but if it were me, I hate to say it, but after a decade of working for Twitter, it's not quite the same company it once was, especially under new ownership. And this is something that we should all probably be considering, for the simple fact that no matter how good or how great the company you work for is or was, in these times, M&A is huge. So expect to see more mergers and acquisitions. And when those occur, odds are they're going to clean house and they're going to remove and replace. They're going to remove the old and replace with new. And odds are those that get replaced are going to be replaced by folks that are already in that particular network. If that makes sense, then I think you guys understand what I'm saying. But there's strength and power behind the network. It can work for you or it can work against you. I guess the choice is up to you on which one you want it to be.